What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? Happy Wednesday. It is just after 5:15. Just wanted to come on for about 5 minutes and talk about healthy tears. And the reason why is because I actually had a client today who I was doing some fascia work on, and she told me, a lot of people come in to the studio and or remote, and they kind of have this like agenda of what they want to get out of the session or what they think the session should be like, right? And almost always I will tell people, don't come in with an agenda. Don't come in thinking you know what's going to happen. Don't come in thinking, really don't come in thinking anything, right? Just come in and be, and we'll see what comes out, and we'll see how the body responds to things, and we'll work out if it's meant to work out and how we're meant to work out or how we're meant to move the body today. We'll see if the body nutritionally is doing well, and then we'll see if the body is open to receive all this stuff, right? So today I had a client who came in and could tell very distressed, holding a lot of weight on the shoulders. Like you could just see it. Her shoulders are like up here. She's been suffering with neck mobility, and you could just tell that she had like some emotional distress going on and spiritual distress happening, right? So as I'm working on her, body instantly, it was like I could feel heat right in her shoulder area, right? I went to just like literally just like coming in slowly to the body, and I could literally feel heat coming off of her shoulders. So I was like, okay, so clearly there's a threat here, right? So I went in very slowly to that area, and within 10 minutes, I'd say, the body started to calm down and her head started to move, right? And as her head started to move, you could tell that she was holding back. And I kept telling her, let go, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, let go. The body wants to let go, but you need to let go. You need to mentally, and when I say that, it means mentally allowing yourself to just be and let go and release, right? And she couldn't do it. So after, she did find some really good moments of release, and she, at least from as a practitioner, from my standpoint, found some amazing release points, right? And by the end of it, she was like having this very emotional response, and I said, "That's really good. Like this is it's been a month, and you are having an emotional response now to fascia work. A lot of people, it could take a couple, like a good 2 months of sessions just to get to that point because people are so guarded, right? And so I just like had to keep reassuring. You could see the frustration because she was like, I just feel like I come here and I want my neck to release and I want this to happen and I want that to happen. And I was like, so you're trying to control it? She was like, yeah, what's wrong with that? And I said, it's not how the body works. And I literally said, you need to let go. There are certain things that you can control, what you put in your mouth, how you move, etc. If there's one thing you can't control, you need to let go when you need to let go. So she started having this emotional response, and I said, that you need to do more of that and it be healthy, right? I'm all for crying when it's healthy, productive, breakthrough tears. If you're just crying to be sensitive and crying to be dumb, then like take a seat, right? Exit stage left. But if you're crying because there's an actual emotion coming up and you need to like deal with that and sit with that for a minute, go through it, okay? Because I'd rather you go through it and deal with that, whatever is going on in your heart and whatever's going on in your soul, to deal with that, than to keep that in. And because people don't realize, when you keep in emotion like that, it festers and festers and festers. You build up resentment, you build up irritation and frustration and anger and all that. And it festers into the liver, it festers into the lower back, it festers into the adrenals, it festers into their whole body, and everything just starts to back up energetically, and it's not good, right? So I'm on here today to tell you it's okay to cry, you guys. It is okay to healthy cry. It's okay to have those breakthrough moments. If you're going to break down in here, I'd rather you do it in here where it's safe and where you feel good to like freely do it than feel like someone's going to judge you for it, right? Or you judge yourself for it. A lot of people just judge themselves. They've been told by their parents or other mentors, like, you can't cry, men can't cry, right? It's crap. You guys need to learn that there is a difference between a healthy, productive cry and a spiritual cry than something that's just like you're crying for like attention, or you're crying because you're being like ultra sensitive or what have you, right? Like, or for women, you're on you're in your cycle, that whatever, hormones, right? I get it. But when you're coming in, and this, I mean, I'm sure most practitioners will back me up when I say I don't, as a practitioner, I don't have an agenda of what your body is going to do. Like when you come in, I'm literally looking at your body. I'm looking at where you're being pitched forward. I'm looking at where any restrictions are. I'm looking at your whole body energetically. I'm looking at your whole body in terms of just like how you're standing. Lots of ways. Like there's lots of ways to read the body, right? And a lot of people have this, like, again, so I look at it like that as a practitioner. So when I'm looking at your body and I see imbalances, maybe you're this way and I need to open that up. Maybe you're this way, or maybe you're leaning backward. I don't know. Like maybe an organ needs to be built up. Maybe I don't even need to touch you. Maybe we just need to get you on some sort of supplement to build up your organ. I don't know. Like there's so many ways that the body can be energetically lifted up and supported, right? So my point in saying all this is it's okay to feel something. Like if there's anything that comes out of like a fascial treatment or a training session or a nutrition session or anything, it's feeling something, right? I think it's important that you feel something. I think we're so used to being just like so automatic, like robotic. And I'm trying to get people to understand, like, we have been numb for so long. So of course, when you start doing fascial work and you start opening up the connective tissue, which holds emotion, you're going to release a lot of things. And that's a good thing. It is a good pain releasing therapy, if you will, that opens up the body. I see so many men, especially, like they're here, right? They're so closed off, their shoulders are huge. And I'm like, okay. And then they complain to me about upper back pain or lower back pain. And a lot of times it's an organ issue, or a lot of other times it's like, this needs to be so opened up because you're so used to doing chest presses. And then like your chest is like this because like it's so built up, right? And you're just like this huge mass, and it needs to, and like, again, most men are like doing all these presses to like just build up this wall of protection around their heart. And almost always it's like, you need the opposite. You need to open that sucker up, right? So many men are just like so tight in here because they're just building up this wall, and they don't want to feel any emotion or see anybody. They don't want anyone to see them feeling emotion, right? So today I had this client and literally was feeling like, had probably 3 breakthrough tears for like 10 minutes. And I was like, you don't think that you're like, this is where I go, I don't really care about the fascial work because you're having breakthroughs right here. And that's what's important. But you see, because you're coming here for a neck release, you don't see that emotion that was in you could have been holding here. And you were just in so much fear and trauma and you were scared and pain or whatever. And like you releasing all the emotion and the tears, like what that can do, like it can free up all the parts of your body. But because you're so afraid of crying, you're like, no, right? Like you're like, oh, like all there's glands in here that need to like release. And if you're not releasing that, then you're like going to be stuck. So I don't want you to be stuck like that. So again, the point in saying all this is like, don't be afraid to have a healthy cry. If it's going to help you if you're going to break down, I'd rather you break down to get to a breakthrough. I would rather you cry in a healthy way so that you can get to the other side of wherever you need to go, right? Don't hold that stuff in because your body needs to feel. It's also, tears are a great way to detox the body. And people, again, it's a fluid, right? So things are coming out. So don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to feel things. Again, we've gotten into this space of like not feeling anything because we're just like so automatic. Everything's social media, everything's on the phone, that like we've just like turned off all human emotion. Get back to being a human being. You have a soul, okay? Get back to feeling things, get back to thinking, get back to having a mind, right? That's what we're meant to do. So please, I hope this brings some sort of help and value to you. And I hope that you understand that it's okay to cry. It's okay, even guys, like it's okay to cry, dude. It's all good. You're not gonna die, I promise. I'm a dude. I cry when I need to. You're gonna be okay. Okay. So get over yourself. Just kidding. But really get over yourself. Like it's not that deep. And you have permission to cry if it's healthy. Okay. So hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will talk to you soon.